911, state your emergency.
When we need help, we run to the phone and dial 911. But what happens when you call and no one picks up? CBS 47 investigative reporter Eric Rosales uncovers 911 dispatchers. They're working overtime taking your calls.
But they're still falling short of a state mandate.
911, state your emergency.
For more than 20 years, Kalinda Campos has worked inside Fresno's 911 emergency center.
Do we have a direction of travel, sir?
She says the job as a dispatcher is rewarding to aid people in their time of need.
A thin, heavy, medium build.
But adds the pace is hectic and the stress is off the charts.
When people call in, they are in a panic, they are angry, they're upset. Something traumatic just happened to them.
A career where the turnover rate is high.
You have a lot of people who come eager and to work and to help, but sometimes the reality of what goes on the phones, it takes a toll on people. Sometimes they can't handle it, and it's not because they're weak. That is not the case. Sometimes there is a call that just stops them in their tracks, so to speak.
Because of that high turnover rate, the city of Fresno is desperately searching for dispatchers. Starting salary is nearly $45,000. They work 4-day, 10-hour shifts, but right now, because of the shortage, it's not uncommon for dispatchers to have mandatory overtime. Staff say Fresno's 911 center is budgeted for 95 positions, but 10 spots are vacant, 11 are currently in training, and 8 are on long-term absences. So that leaves just 66 in the 911 center.
6 Robert 21.
That's 66 employees to cover every day, 24 hours a day. And we're coming into summertime when dispatchers want to take vacations, so the number of available workers drops even further.
Right now, we are averaging 7,000 911 calls a week and over 10,000 non-emergency 911 calls a week. That's a huge volume for that amount of people.
Lieutenant David Ramsey is in charge of the 911 center. He says the California Office of Emergency Services recommends, based on Fresno's size and call volume, 130 employees should be hired. He admits dispatchers are struggling to meet the state mandate to answer 95% of all 911 calls in 15 seconds or less. Ramsey says right now it's 80 to 84%. Last year, it was around 70%. In the summer months, the busiest time for crime, that rate has dropped to around 60% in the past. California's Office of Emergency Services tells CBS 47 it conducts a fiscal and operational review of all 911 centers throughout the state. It states each one receives funding to support their equipment, and failure to work with the state to achieve the standards set in the operational manual could jeopardize those funds.
We're doing anything and everything we can to meet that standard for our public, because we want to deliver that to our public. We just can't quite do it yet. So I would hope that they at least see that we're trying and doing everything we can, that they would not pull those funds. And they haven't thus far.
So what are the solutions?
Definitely more money is going to help. We need to hire more personnel. And on the other side of that, we need to lower the call volume of the calls coming in.
Thank you for calling City of Fresno 311.
That's where the City of Fresno's non-emergency 311 call center can help, a place where you can get information on a variety of city departments. Ramsey says the department is also talking with city leaders to possibly create a new classification of dispatchers who only handle 911 calls. Right now, dispatchers work part of their shift answering calls and the other half working the radio, relaying information to officers, which Ramsey says not everyone can do.
So hiring, training, and retention of our employees in a stressful environment is very tough, and we're looking for that, like I said, a very thin cross-section of our population that can do that.
Fresno Police say if we don't add more dispatchers or create the new job classification, the problem will only get worse. If you'd like to apply to be a dispatcher, I put a link onto our website inside this story. Also, if there's something else that you'd like us to look into, our website is yourcentralvalley.com. Under the News tab, click on Eyewitness News Investigates, and there you can send me an email and it will come directly to me.